So, before you spend the weekend with a couple of strangers in the woods and you get really worried if you're gonna come back alive, I wanted to shoot this quick little video for you so you get to know who I am, what my purpose is in putting together this unplugged weekend, plus hopefully answer some of the questions that you might already be having. So, if you don't know me yet, my name is Jan and my mission is to help people feel less alone. And this is something that I've experienced myself when I moved to Canada about 11 years ago from Germany. And I met this girl and fell in love, and that's why I stayed. There was only one person that I knew when I arrived. And all the connections I was making in the beginning, at one point I realized, hey, every time I hang out with my friends, we would have very surface level conversations. We wouldn't go very deep. And it wasn't until I attended this weekend retreat now 4 years ago, where I now say I've made 30 new friends in 48 hours. And it was magical because at the very last day where everybody was saying goodbye to each other, I just had this moment of standing in this room, seeing all these people moving around, hugging each other, crying, like tears of joy. I literally saw the energy vibrating out of people's bodies, and it was now what I call almost a spiritual experience where I felt this strange feeling of feeling very connected with everyone around me, where I could completely be myself. And now I know that this was this feeling of belonging I was feeling. And I came back from that retreat and my life completely changed. I now started to re-engineer what happened. How did I connect with these people? Why didn't I meet these people before? And all of the things that I'm learning, I realized that it really comes down to a few things. Number one, you have to find people that align with your values. Number two, you have to be in a situation where you're all uncomfortable. If you have this shared emotional, uncomfortable experience with people, that's how you really connect. And I started hosting camping trips, I started hosting workshops and little events in the city. And then I also created these Ask Deep Questions cards, which is a way to facilitate a conversation through 3 different levels of questions that invite you to be more vulnerable with each other. And I think being vulnerable is exactly that, being a bit uncomfortable that makes you connect so well. So in this weekend, this unplugged weekend that I'm putting together, I really want to take all these things that I've learned and put them together. I have some amazing camp counselors that are going to help me facilitate this weekend, that all have their unique flavor and their unique talents. And the one question I've been getting actually from a few of you is, so we're doing this weekend of getting to know each other and connecting with ourselves, but why does it have to be in nature and why camping? And I grew up going to summer camp as a kid in Germany, and I fell in love with camping. I fell in love because you're out there, you're in nature, you're away from the city, and to me, this is a great tool that we all have in our pockets, yet it's one of the biggest barriers that holds us back from connecting with other people. So just spending time with no reception, sleeping in tents underneath the trees in the forest is an experience that I want more people to have. Just think about how many stars you see from within the city. Almost none. If you're out there and you can look at the stars at night, sitting around a campfire, there's a different energy. And I actually often describe arriving at that property that the Unplugged weekend is happening as stepping off a treadmill. So you've probably all been on a treadmill before, you're running, you're breathing really fast but still quite shallow. Your heart is racing really fast and your pulse is all the way up there. And as soon as you step off, it's not that immediately your heart will stop beating fast and you start breathing slower. It takes you a couple of minutes before you acclimatize to the new norm. And it's the same when you arrive in the forest. Is you come from the city, you're still checking your phone, you're replying to your last few messages, and when you arrive at the Unplugged weekend, you will park at the front parking lot, and then you actually enter this forest. And this is the first thing that everybody's going to do, is you're going to have a little hike going through this forest along this little stream, and you're just going to spend some time getting grounded, and your heart is going to not stop beating, it's going to start beating a little bit slower. You're going to start breathing in the really fresh air. You're going to smell all the leaves from the trees and the grass and the water, and your breaths are going to come much slower and deeper. And it's only taking maybe 10-15 minutes before it's almost like you're stripping off all the things, all the worries that you've had in the city, and you have arrived at the Unplugged weekend. And this is where the magic really is going to start. There is a lot of structure to the weekend, yet we're not making the whole schedule public, because one main value that I have is adventure. So there will be a lot of surprises, but it is all facilitated and structured. So it's not that we just rented the property for the weekend and we'll just let you do whatever. No, that we'll have dinners together, we'll have conversations around the campfire, we'll make s'mores around the campfire, there will be some hiking during the day, and at night there will be different activities and exercises that I've created with my camp counselors that help you kind of connect more with yourself and get clear on who you are and what you value, so then you can go out and connect with others at the weekend. But also I want to give you the tools so you can create more meaningful connections once you come back, because the same way as I've experienced this sense of belonging at this retreat that I went to, it makes you crave even more. So one thing I'm making available, and if you're still watching this video, thank you so much, because I haven't advertised this publicly very much yet. I'm giving you a special bonus, which is I am just about to create this Find Your People online course that helps you create more meaningful connections in your life. And I finished the first life coaching group with 8 people that all went through the process of figuring out what do they value in a friendship, where can they go and find those people, how do you start a conversation with someone and get beyond the small talk so you can have those meaningful conversations, and how do you stay in touch, how do you actually create this personal community around you of people that really support you and are there for you when it's not going well, but are also there to celebrate your wins. So you're getting all of that in this weekend, and I can't wait to bring you on this adventure. So if you have any other questions, feel free to message me through the contact form. If not, I will see you there.